Hello and welcome to Revsportz WPL Retention Special. And today we're going to talk about a lot of players who have been retained and a lot that have been released. I'm Gargi Raut, and joining me for this show is Snehasis Mukherjee. And of course, we're going to start with the defending champions, Royal Challengers Bangalore. No prize for guessing. The first name on the retention list is, of course, the captain, Smriti Mandhana. Sabineni Meghna, Richa Ghosh, Elise Perry, Georgia Warham, Shreyanka Patil, Asha Shobna, Sophie Devine, Renuka Singh, Sophie Molyneux, Ekta Bisht, Kate Cross, and Kanika Ahuja. And Danny Wyatt has also been traded from UP Warriors. So, I mean, this is the most predictable retention list that you could have thought of, Snehashish.
Yes, absolutely. And I think you also will agree that the core is looking very good. The core
Oh,
team,
yes.
and especially see the Indian players also, likes of Asha Shobana, Shreyanka Patil. They performed exceptionally well last year also, and hopefully in this year also they will come up good for the RCB. And for India also, they got the India call up. I am talking about Asha Shobana in the World Cup. Though India lost in the group stage, but Asha Shobana was brilliant with the ball. I think everyone missed her badly in that Australia game in Sharjah. I think if Asha Shobana would have been there, things could have been different for India. But whatever happened, happened. So now, when it comes to WPL, I think RCB will be pretty much happy with this written squad.
Oh, yes. And when we talk about the players that have been released, Heather Knight, Disha Kasat, Indrani Roy, Nadine De Klerk, Shubha Satish, Shraddha Pokarkar, and Simran Bahadur. Are you surprised at the release of Heather Knight?
A little bit, because you know also that in recent times Netherlands have been brilliant in T20 format. You know the way she is striking the ball, the strike rate that she has improved in the last 1 year. I think she has been brilliant. So I am little bit surprised that Netherlands has been. But when you see the foreigners list that RCB have, they have all the bases covered. Like you have Ellis Perry, you have Georgia Wareham, you have Sophie Devine, you have Sophie Molyneux, Kate Cross, and now Danny White. I think when you traded Danny White from UP Warriors, I think you might see a new opening pair also, where Sriti Mandana and Danny White at the top, and then you can see likes of Sophie Devine at the middle order, where she generally plays for her country. So that's an area that we will all have a look whether RCB goes with that new opening pair or not. But I think Heather Knight, the injury that she got with that, and with the eye that we have to cover all the bases with our foreigners. I think from that perspective, I think they had to release Heather Knight. Otherwise, I am not seeing any other specific reason to let a player like Heather Knight go out of your hands.
I mean, the England team from a skipper.
Yeah,
So how do you let her go?
yeah,
But
yeah,
anyways, like you said, I think it's the injury that really tilted
yeah.
them.
Maybe.
But
Yeah,
yeah, maybe could happen with
yeah,
Disha Kasat.
maybe.
I'm not that surprised. Nadine
Hmm.
De Klerk, maybe it's 50-50 with her as well. Now moving on to the next franchise, which is Delhi Capitals. Of course, once again, no surprises. Meg Lanning is the first in the retention list, and she is the skipper. What do we say about Meg Lanning? Legendary
Legend,
captain,
legend,
one
absolute
of
legend.
the most successful captains, not only in women's cricket but in the sport overall. So
What?
no surprise there at all. Then we have Shafali Verma, Jemima, Tanya Bhatia, Alice Capsey, Annabelle Sutherland, Marizan Cap, of course, legendary. Radha Yadav, Shika Pandey, Arundhati Reddy, Jess Jonathan, Titas Sadhu, Minu Mani, and Sneha Deepthi. When you talk about released players, Laura Harris, Ashwini Kumari, Poonam Yadav, Aparna Mondal. Let's talk about the retained players first. Again, I think RCB and Delhi Capitals have always been very,
Yeah.
equal in quality when it comes to their.
Yes.
The Delhi Capitals score is also absolutely solid. But any surprise retentions for you, Snehashish?
No, no. See, Delhi have been fabulous in two editions. They have qualified for the final for both times. Unfortunately, lost both times. But I think this time they will hope that this will not be a hat trick for them. At least they can win the trophy this time around, because the team is looking pretty much solid on paper. Because you have Meg Lanning, no need to talk about her captain's skill. Whether she is playing or not doesn't matter. She is the best captain. And then obviously Shafali Verma, the way she has played, especially for Delhi over the last two seasons for in this tournament, she has been brilliant. I think having a partner like Meg Lanning has helped her a lot at the top. And then obviously Jemima Rodriguez, a top player, having at number 3 or number 4. And obviously when you have foreigners like Madison Cap, Alice Capsey, we saw how dangerous Alice Capsey can be with the bat in the previous edition for Delhi. So I think overall it's looking a pretty good side. Obviously Radha Yadav is also there. The way she has been fielding right now, I think that's an added point for her to be in that team. So overall, I think Delhi is a good side, but the only name in the release list that I am a bit shocked that saying Poonam Yadav, because I think you will also agree, because the way, because she is experienced, and we all know that in T20 format leggies are always important. I think having an experienced leggy in your side is very crucial. So I was a bit shocked. What about you about that? Having released Poonam Yadav, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Poonam Yadav is another shocking
Mm.
release when it comes to it, because of course all the points you mentioned I 100% agree with. One other thing that I would like to say is Poonam Yadav is very good at soaking up runs, and in a
Mm.
T20 format, you need that solidity from one end. But
Yes.
looking at their lineup, bowling lineup, I think they did not feel the need for Poonam Yadav,
Mm.
because they already had international stars, and also young ones like Titas did very well in the last
Yes. Yes.
IPL as well. So,
Yes.
okay, understandable when it comes to it. Okay, time for the next franchise, which is Gujarat
Mhm.
Giants. Now,
Okay.
retain list, of course, once again, the captain, Beth Mooney,
Base money.
an overseas player. Then, of course, Laura Woolwart, Phoebe Litchfield, Ashley Gardner, Harleen Deol, Dayalan Hemalata, Tanuja Kanwar, Mannat Kashyap, Meghna Singh, Shabnam Shakil, Bharti Fulmali, Kashvi Gautam, Priya Mishra, and Saili Sadghare. Good to see Bharti's name over there. She was
Yes.
my teammate and my senior. So
Oh,
good to see her over there.
nice.
Released is Sneharana. Oh,
Nehera.
Catherine Bryce, Trisha Pujita, Veda Krishnamurti was sort of on the expected lines, to be
Mm.
honest.
Mm.
And
Mm.
Tarannum Pathan and Leah Tahuhu as well. What do you think,
Yeah.
Snehashish? When you look at this, I think retained is also very,
Yes. I think,
obvious.
yes, I think with Gujarat the problem has been the Indian players. I think
Yes.
if you see the foreigners list, they are all excellent. Beth Mooney, Laura Ulbert, the way she is batting right now, my highest run scorer in the World Cup recently concluded. Phoebe Litchfield, we all know how dangerous she can be. Whether you tell her to bat at top, whether you tell her to bat at number 4, number 5, she can do the job. And Ashley Gardner, we don't personally, I believe the most underrated player, most less talked about player in the women's cricket right now. Ashley Gardner, she can do with the job with the ball, she can do with the job with the bat, anything she can do. So I think overall, when it's come to the foreigners list, Gujarat is looking good, but it's obviously any team, whether in any franchise cricket, you will do only good when you have the local players like Indian players in IPL or in WPL. The only team will get success with top quality good Indian players. So I think the Indian players will need to step up. Otherwise, Gujarat Giants might struggle again. So the even you can see the remaining parts 4.4 crores is the most among these teams. So I think they will go for Indian talents in the auction, in the mini auction, and hopefully they can get some good talents so that they can build the team around those. But when it comes to a release list, I think again Sneharana. I don't know what is happening. Sneharana captained this team in the inaugural season when Beth Mooney was injured, and then
Yeah.
she played the second season also. And now she is not there. And
Being
in India team also she is not there. In the World Cup, fans were asking for Sneher. Where is Sneharana? Where is Sneharana? When some rumors were there, Pooja Bhaskar might not be available for the matches. So change can happen in the squad. But Sneharana was not in the backup also. So I think, and now when the squad came for the New Zealand series, Nehrana's name was, and I think she came up with a tweet also that the wait continues or like that also. So I think it's very disappointing to see that Sneha not getting retained, because I think I am pretty hopeful that in the auction she will get a pretty big amount. I think she will get a pretty big amount.
yeah,
So let's see. Yeah.
we're talking about being released, but what if Sneha Rana wanted to go to the auction? That could also
Yeah.
be.
Maybe.
Because of such.
I hope that a proper conversation has been happened between them,
Yes.
and there is a mutual respect or mutual conversation happened,
Hmm.
because that is very important. Otherwise, you don't need any franchise or any player to get to end their on a bad note. So I think overall a good conversation should be there, and hopefully there was a clarity over this decision. That's it for now.
Yep. Yep. Okay. So the next franchise, WPL. Sorry, Mumbai Indians for the WPL retention list is of course Mumbai Indians, and retained is Harmanpreet Kaur, the captain, Yastika Bhatia, Amelia Kerr, who's been phenomenal, phenomenal, I tell you. Chloe Tryon, Haley Matthews, Jinti Mani Kalita, Nat Sivabrant, Pooja Vastrakar, Sajana, Shabnim Ismail, Saika Ishak, Amanjot Kaur, Amandeep Kaur, and Keert Hana. Released Priyanka Bala. Oh no, that's sad.
Hmm.
Uh, Humaira Kazi, Fatima Jafar, and Isabel Wong.
Shocking.
Now, Snehashish, do you think this might be a little controversial, but do you think Harmanpreet Kaur's retention as a captain was justified?
It's, I think it's debatable, but as we were discussing before before this video, that she has owned the WPL, the franchise, and having an Indian captain always helps a team, right, in this competition, because when you see, you have to play only four foreigners, and you have players like Amelia Kerr, Halle Matthews, Nat Shiva Brandt, and Shabnim Ismail. I think these four players are going to be your top four foreigners. Shabnim Ismail with that experience, with that quality, with the new ball, and Amelia Kerr, we all know how crucial she will be for MI after this performance in World Cup, and obviously Halle Matthews at the top, and Nat Shiver Brand with the ball, with the bat. I think then obviously, no, see, Harmanpreet Kaur is having a rough patch. I think as a batter, she has done pretty good job in the World Cup. But as a skipper, I think some question raised, and that is uh, you know that is evident the way she captained the side in the World Cup. And I think every fan would have thought that okay, this team might not go for the cup, but at least semi-final spot was indeed a place for the Indian team. So I think the way the group exit happened, I think fans are not happy with the captaincy of Harmanpreet Kaur. But I think this IPL, this WPL will give her a platform to revive herself as a skipper. So hopefully she will do well, because you have your World Cup in India only in the next year in the 50-over format, but still Harmanpreet Kaur will be your captain. So I think in that perspective, I think this WPL will be crucial for her both as a batter and skipper. But overall, the team looking good. The only thing that I am shocked that Isabel Wong has been released, because she has been pretty brilliant for them. I don't know why she has been released. I think instead of Chloe Tryon, I think they could have gone for Isabel Wong. What do you think?
With Isabel Wong, I'm a little surprised because on the international level, when we talk about it, she was doing well. I mean, I
Okay.
wouldn't say she was exceptional, but she was doing well. And there are other players also in the
She took
recent.
the hat trick also. She took the hat
Yeah,
trick also.
exactly. So when you think about those things, then you're like, wait, why did they let her
Yes.
go?
Yes.
But do you think it might have been because they already have five
Shabnam
five
Ismail.
overseas players, and maybe
Yes, maybe. Yes, obviously, but I think instead of Chloe Tryon, they could have gone for that, because they have enough spinning options. I think so, because Harmanpreet Kaur can bowl one or two overs. Then obviously you have Shaika Ishak, and Shaika Halle Matthews can bowl three or four overs also. So I
yeah,
think you have enough spinning option.
exactly.
And when it comes to pacers, you have Nat Shiva Brand, you have Shabnam Ismail, you have Pooja Vastakar.
Exactly.
Sanjiva Sajana can bowl one
Yeah.
or two overs of spin.
Yes. So
So I
more
think
than enough
Isabel,
options.
yes, there are a lot of options. So I think they could have done, but it's okay. I think they have seen something, and I think one factor that have worked. I think in international cricket, Isabel Wong, has not played that much of cricket. I think that is a factor. I mean, in this World Cup also, you see she didn't get picked up by the England squad. So I think that might be a factor that Mumbai Indians have thought about.
Yes, absolutely. And finally, for the final franchise, UP Warriors retained Our third overseas captain of the WPL is Elisa Healy, Kiran Navgire, Shweta Sehrawat, Deepthi Sharma, Chamari Athapattu, thank God, Grace Harris, Sophie Eccleston, Talia McGrath, Rajeshwari Gaikwad, Saima Thakur, Anjali Sarvani, Gohar Sultana, Poonam Khemnar, Uma Chhetri, and Vrinda Dinesh. So there you have it. I think this also, I think, was the most obvious one. When you look at the
Yes.
released players, it was Lakshmi Yadav, Parsavi Chopra, because we saw they spent a lot of money on her and she
Mhm.
did not perform, unfortunately. Another shocking release is obviously Lauren Bell. I think we should start with that because
Mm.
I think when it comes to Lauren Bell, her skills are there, but as a brand, uh,
Mhm.
which is something you need in franchise cricket,
Yes.
let's be honest, and it has a big impact on your fan following, your branding
Mm.
of the
Mm.
franchise. So as a brand, they've lost out, I think.
Yes, absolutely. And I think if you see the pace bowling department, I think you needed Lauren Bell at that point because you see the foreigners list of Britain.
Yeah.
Chamari Atapattu spin bowling option, Grace Harris spin bowling option, Sophie Eccleston obviously spin bowling option, your top spinner. So I think there are enough spinners, but when it comes to pacers, I think Saima Thakur is there, Rajeshwari Gaikwad another spin bowling option. So I think enough spinners are there, but I think Pacers are looking a bit dodgy here. I don't know that they have the second most parts remaining when it comes to the auction,
Mhm.
3.9 crore. Hopefully, they will look to improve their space bowling unit because otherwise the spin bowling unit looking absolutely solid. The foreigners are top class, as you mentioned that. Hopefully, that is good to see that Chamari Adapatu has managed to stay at that in this team because the way she has been performing in the last 1 year, especially in this format, she has been pretty brilliant. So I think that's why UP had decided to go with her because she came as a replacement, in this team. So that's a very good news. Danny White has been traded to RCB, so that is another player that you lost at the top. So overall, I think Lauren Bell could have been there because the pace bowling option looking a bit dodgy, but I think they will look for some Indian players, Indian pace bowling option, young pace bowling options in the auctions. That is why you know they have already kept their spinning bowling option heavy. They should go for the pace bowling option because otherwise the pace bowling department could backfire themselves.
Absolutely. And this time around, I'm, really hoping to see some good performances from UP
Yeah.
Warriors.
Yes.
In the last two seasons, it's been below average for the team, considering that they have good players. Let's be honest. You
Mm.
have Grace Harris. She's been phenomenal in
Yeah.
international cricket. We have Sophie Eccleston, Dalia McGrath, Rajeshwari Gaikwad is no less. Who else? Vrinda Dinesh is very, very young. She's someone who can be groomed very well. Elisa Healy is the captain. You have the Australian captain in your team. So you've got to get this right this time around because I honestly want to see them do well because look at the teams. I think UP Warriors and Gujarat Giants are actually the two teams who are actually promoting domestic talent.
Mm.
When you see it,
Yes. Yes.
because you won't find any other
No.
teams with these many domestic talents. So you want them to do well. But that brings us to the yeah, say.
No, no, no. Just I am wondering that it's okay that they are doing, promoting talent, but the challenge we need to see some challenging performance also because if you see the last two seasons, it's only about three teams out of five teams. RCB coming top at the last season. First season they were the last team, and then obviously Delhi and Mumbai top two teams. UP were the third best team in the first season. So I think from Gujarat we want to see a better performance this time around because the more competitive matches, the more competition will be there, the more interest will people get to watch this kind of cricket. So I think that will be better. That will ultimately better the women cricket overall.
Absolutely. And with that, we are closing the show. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and also like, share, and subscribe again. And also, don't forget to share the videos with your friends and stay tuned to us because we'll be with you throughout the WPL and give you all the updates. So thank you, Snehasis, and everyone who's watching.